Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we have a commercial application. It's a restaurant being built, and they're going to be adding on this awning structure to an existing building or a structure, and then the seating for that structure or area. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. And here's our dimensions. We have a 9-foot height to the bottom edge of this awning, 9'5", a 10-foot depth, and then a 48 and a 2-inch width here. So this is going to be a fabric awning. So we're going to use some electric heaters underneath here. The electric heaters that we are choosing are Infratech 6,000 watt units. This is going to be a Southern California beach community area, and I don't see any obstacles other than that there's a doorway here, and that's really about it. So what I've done here is I've taken the 6,000 watt unit and I've centered it within this space here. I have it in this orientation here, and that's only because of the fact that if I change the orientation, then I don't get a full coverage or the depth of the patio. And there's seating here on this edge, as well as the middle here, and then over here on this end over here as well. And then over here, obviously there's no seating that we can see, but I wanted to keep it uniform within the space, and you really couldn't heat it up much with the 2 units. I mean, you could, but this will give you some flexibility if you did choose to place some chairs over here in the future. Another thing just to consider is the fact that these are bar stool seating heights, so it's a little bit higher, and with that in mind, the heaters tend to be a little hotter when you sit up closer to them, so that you need to consider a control system so that you can dim this down as necessary throughout the year and the season. So we'll keep that in mind, and I'm going to turn off the dimensions for a second, and we'll go ahead and just look at the clearances here. We have the clearances below, and there should be no issue with that. I know this door does just barely swing into this little tip here, but you're never going to have this door open a few inches. You're going to either have it open or closed all the way, because this is an access point. This is a steel door as well, meaning that the frame is made out of steel and glass insert, so it's non-combustible. All right, and clearance above should be no issue at all. And then let's just speak of that real quick. Not so much the clearance, because this is all steel frame, but the reason that we're using electric is because there's well, a few things. Number one, being at a beach community, it tends to be a little bit windier. Gas heaters tend to blow around the flame, and so their efficiency isn't as strong as it would be if it was these electrics, where there's no effect from wind as far as their output. Another thing I've done is I've taken the elevation of the heater and I've matched it up to, excuse me, this bracket here that's mounted permanently to the heater itself. The top of this bracket is at the same elevation as the top of the bottom edge of this framework here. And the reason behind that is the fact that there will be a tubular steel coming through this whole area here, running the the full length of the patio, and potentially you could mount to that. I know I don't have it aligned with that. I have it centered, like I said before, but also you could run possibly the lengths based on that information, or mount it with another bracket that goes from that particular rod to this rod, and then run a bar across here, if that makes sense. So yeah, there should be a tubular steel going down from here all the way down, here all the way down, and then you could run a bar from those two across this way, and then maybe put a little L bracket onto it and allow it just to hang from that bracket. But you do want to have something where you can mount to, obviously, and you don't want this pressed up against the steel itself, so that's why I have that elevation the way I do. So let's go ahead and look at the array or footprint of heat. You can see here that we're getting pretty good coverage, and even the bar stool seating height is within that covered area. And again, because these are 6,000 watt units, the array does travel a little bit further than the elevation of the slab, and but that's true with the 4,000 watt units as well. It's just the fact that I think we need a little bit more heat for the different times of the year. A 4,000 watt just won't give you the flexibility, but again, if you do not use the control system, you might want to consider that 4,000 watt, because 6,000 watt would be awfully high. And you could use a duplex switch, but I think duplex switches allow the heater to go from one element on to two elements on, which is 50 or 100% on. But 3,000 watts, which is half the 60, is probably not good enough most of the time. I think you'd probably use this between 70 to 85% throughout the year. And then on the colder times of the year, you'd go 100%. So just one last thing, let's go ahead and look at the distances I have these apart. So I have it starting at from the outside edge here to the center, 3 feet, 8 feet, 8 feet, and then 10, 2, and then that all just reoccurs only from the opposite, 3, 8, and 8. There you go. All right, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application, feel free to give us a call or send us your email request to support@patioheat.com. And if you like this video and it's helped you, a thumbs up would be great. I appreciate that. And we thank you for your time in watching this video. Have a great day.